Good day, namaskar, Sat Sri Akal. Welcome to Hunny Walia show. I'm your host Sunil Fool. Today we have Dale Virdi, operation manager from 5-Star Home. He also gives his expert advice to the Professional Home Builders Association and NATE. He has also served as a board member with the Orchard community. Welcome, Dale.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, sir. So Dale, I was watching a movie last night and it came out entertainment, like when you're watching any show, it has to be full of entertainment. And I remember when I bought my first time home, they always says, look for a location, when you buy a home. What your thoughts are on that?
Yeah, location
as a builder.
Yeah, a location as a builder and as a homeowner or a potential home buyer, location is immensely important. In fact, they say location because that's sort of the primary objective when looking for a home, and that entails a community. What kind of community you want to live in, the location and proximity to your job or to services such as medical or facilities such as recreation parks and fitness facilities, etc. So it totally depends how you want to live your life, and location is the most important factor when looking for a home. Before you start looking into what kind of home or what type of home or what price range, you want to know, am I living in an excellent community with amenities? Is it close to public transit? And how do I get around? So location is by far the most important thing in terms of from our end as a builder, where we want to build, and in terms of from a potential home buyer or a home owner, where they want to live and raise their family.
No, it's very excellent, very well explained, what as a home buyer I should be looking.
Absolutely.
It has to be close to the home, job.
Yeah.
So does it make a difference or the price change if it's close to the hospital or the bus location or a fire station, or does those things make a difference too?
Not so much these days. I mean, it once was a fact that the closer you are to downtown, the more expensive the homes or the more expensive the property. But now the suburbs, which we call the urban sprawl, where we're building communities outside of the city center, these communities have been so well planned by the urban planners at the large developers and the city of Edmonton. The collaboration between the two has been excellent. So we design and develop these communities based on amenities such as hospitals, such as fire stations, such as police security, etc. So no, it would not raise the price of your home per se if you're closer to amenities. In fact, the communities are done in a fact or planned in a sense where there is levels of product type and price ranges where you can be in a 300K home, for example, and down the street in an estate community you can be up in the millions, but you're still both simultaneously close to all these amenities.
Dale, I have another question, because I live in older, the houses which were built in 1980s or 90s, right? And then we visit to the new communities, and you guys are building, 5-Star Home is building the homes in a newer developing area, if I may say.
Right.
So what about the parking or visitor parking, or the parking is a major issue, I think, when in the new communities which are coming up. You want to address that specifically when you guys are building, how you're addressing this issue?
Absolutely. So within the zoning bylaws, it actually gives you a minimum parking requirement. So as a builder like ourselves, we have to ensure that we provide the minimum amount of required parking as per the city zoning bylaws. So I completely agree with you. So a lot of the new suburbs and a lot of the new communities do indeed have more minimal parking, but that is also because there is a pressure from the city and the pressure from the taxpayer to essentially maximize the land. So for example, in the past, you look at communities like the Mill Woods, for example, you see houses with extremely large soccer field type backyards, which is amazing. But now price of land is going higher, price of services is getting higher, therefore that same land must be utilized in a better manner. So we get smaller homes, and we get, indirectly we get less parking as well.
So when we talk about the new developing areas or the zoning, is the taxation, the city taxation is different also, or higher, or is same compared to the houses which has been already existing?
Well, essentially the tax is based on assessed value of your home and your property. So depending on the market value as assessed by the City of Edmonton, your taxation is based on assessment value. So if your home, for example, is in a higher worth community, for example, based upon market and assessment values by professional assessors, then of course you will be taxed higher.
So as you are, like, there are other builders out there in city or in province or in Canada, in country, not without taking any name, how do you will say Five-Star Home is different? Why clients should be coming to you?
Yeah, no, thank you for that. I mean, yeah, there's tons of builders, and now you've probably heard of builder licensing that has come up in the past few years, which is essentially now a builder has to get a license from the government of Alberta to be able to build. And the reason that is, sir, is because that there was a lot of smaller builders, roughly to the size of from building 1 house to 10 houses a year, and they were doing poor quality work, and they were putting out a lot of homes, and there was a lot of poor quality homes in the market, and therefore the consumers, the buyers, they were sort of upset about this and putting pressure on the politicians to do something about this. So for consumer protection, these builder licensing behaviors came into place, or the regulations came into place. Now, why choose Five-Star is when we were a smaller builder, we focused mostly on quality. So that quality went a far way in terms of our reputation. And because we built a high quality home, we were very fair with our contractors in terms of not gouging them for the cheapest dollar values, and then not trying to lower the value of our home so much so that it hurts other builders. Then we were recognized by the bigger developers. The developers are the ones who are in a fairly tight-knit group, and the large developers typically only like to sell to highly reputable companies.
So, Jill, like when you're talking about, the two questions comes in mind. I will ask you the first questions. So you are a home builder, and then you talk about the developer.
Yes.
So they're two different things, if I understood correctly.
Correct.
Are you engaged or involved with any specific or any other developers?
At the moment, we strictly work with one of the best developers in the world, and that's Brookfield Residential. So we are well connected with Brookfield Residential. In fact, I worked there for many years in the past before coming to Five-Star Homes, and they are essentially one of the leaders in land development. So there's two facets to your completed home in a specific community. So one is the land. The land has to be titled, it has to be zoned, and it has to be serviced. You have to bring your storm, your water, your sewer, and then that lot is ready for sale. The developer does that. Then the home builders, they buy those particular lots. And the developer, in most cases the larger and more established developers, only sell to trustworthy builders, and we are lucky, and we're proud to say that we have been noted as a trustworthy builder.
So now we are talking about the developers, we are talking about quality, we are talking about the builders, home builders. Now when we are buying a brand new house, everything is warranty. Correct. There are different kind of warranties, like they talk about is a 5-year warranty, is a lifetime warranty, is a part, is only for the part, only for the service. You want to talk, like as a builder, you want to talk about pro and cons of the warranty?
Yeah, absolutely. So every builder now is basically mandated to have or provide warranty. So it's part of this builder licensing program that the government has put into place. Is the main idea of that is to provide warranty to the home buyer. So the warranty consists of, and every home buyer should know that they have the right to warranty with their builder. What that warranty entails is essentially a 1 year in materials and labor. It's 2 years for delivery and distribution systems, so which is your HVAC, plumbing, electrical. You've got 5 years for your building envelope, so which is a very major cause or a very major cause of concern, because if you have leaks into your home, you could have other issues, mold, etc. And then the last but not least is 10 years on your structural foundation. So if you have cracks in your foundation, or you have water seeping in, that impedes the structural integrity or the structural foundation of your home. So you have warranty, and you can go back to your builder if you have issues within these timelines. Now, pros and cons. The pro is, of course, that you as a home buyer have legal recourse against your builder to fix these concerns. As a con, and this is mostly my opinion, but it's fact and my opinion. So a con in this whole process is, if you're a small builder and you can't get a builder license for whatever reason, because you're blacklisted, or you've had issues in the past with your company, and now the warranty companies won't give you warranty, you can just go to your buddy and say, hey, you're a builder, I'll give you a few bucks, let me build under your name.
Okay.
So you can get around these things. So I believe that there's a flaw there, and I believe that flaw needs to be fixed in the future as soon as possible.
So, So question, it's a very interesting talk. You are giving a very good information. So as a home buyer, or I'm going to build a home, because as we mentioned, there are a lot of companies, small companies or big companies, or how do I differentiate? How do we, as a customer, how do we differentiate, is it licensed or not licensed?
Well, every home that you purchase has to be purchased from a builder that has had to have a license, because you cannot actually get your building permits without a license. So you can rest assured that if you buy a home, it has been built by a licensed builder. Now, the issue is of reputation and quality and reputability, and these kind of things is where it comes into play. So, for example, if you're dealing with a builder that builds 300 to 500 homes a year, they have a big office, they have a large staff, they have service crews, you can rest assured that you are safer with that company versus a guy who builds 2 homes, no office, no website, not much contact information, where that person can stop picking up your phone calls much easier than the builder that has a large operation. So you as a consumer are sometimes blinded by the dollar value. Of course, the builder with less overhead, less staff, less office space, etc., can provide you with a cheaper home. But you also got to understand that if you buy that cheaper home and you have issues with the home, that smaller builder can brush you off. And now you're stuck in legal battles and lawyers, and nobody wants that. Nobody, not the builder wants that, not the homeowner. Now, if you go to an established builder, if they don't pick up their phone, you can go to their office. You can go on their website. You can write a review. So
I 100% agree. So, Dale, so now we are talking about you guys as a builder. So when you have, when you took the plan, when you took the permits from the city or the fire department, when we talk about the fire department or the building codes, how do you ensure the safety of the fire codes or the building codes are maintained? How do you inform the clients about it?
For sure. So our typical process at 5-Star Homes, and most of the reputable builders are quite typical, quite common. So what we do to ensure that we meet, of course, the safety codes is we ensure that we hire good architects and draftspeople. So a good architect or a good draftsperson who is well established and has experience and not just copying, pasting plans with some minor revisions, understands the building code, and they design the building as per the layout that's desired by the client in a manner that it's safe and it meets all building code. Then once we start construction, we obtain the permit. The city actually goes through the plans to confirm that, of course, meets code. And to meet code is not a huge thing. To meet code, it's very I would say quite easy for us, especially as an experienced builder. What matters is the quality after that. So to meet safety codes minimum guidelines is essentially you have to have, guardrails at specific heights so kids don't fall over or adults don't fall over. Just things like handrails and these kind of safety
the securement
concerns.
Of the how they
just if they're secure and they're not there's not a potential for danger for anybody, right? And there's a very well there's sort of an idea out there that if your home passes a city inspection, that your home is high quality. There's no relation between quality and safety codes, none whatsoever.
So Dale, now we have talked about the safety. You are a builder, right? As a customer, as a person who will be living in it or who will be owning it, so I have some specification to requirement also. So how they are merged together, how they are built in.
Yeah, no, understood. So our clients, we pride ourselves on being able to be very flexible to the clients. So we are actually a custom home builder, but we also have different product types like volume homes, rental homes, starter homes, move-up homes. But our estate homes and most of our move-up homes as well, essentially we are flexible enough to customize absolutely any plan to the client's needs. So you can come to us as we have spec homes. So if you don't like any of our particular spec homes, you can talk to us and say, hey, you have a property here, it has your sign on it, we know you own this property, we'd like to build our house, but we'd like to completely customize it. You can actually come to us and we can do that for you.
And that will be that will also follow the codes, the building code, fire code.
100%. You cannot build a home because when you're going through your building permit process, essentially one of the major directions of the building permit process is to confirm that it is safe. So it is to confirm that engineers have reviewed the trusses and the joist layouts so that you don't have too much load on your floor joists and one day it might fall through. Like you hear of stories where in the US or even here in Canada, a kid goes and throws a big party. Now, instead of a load that is manageable within a family, you have 100 people inside on the main floor and the thing topples and the home falls in. So these things are meant to mitigate these problems. So in terms of safety, it's reviewed in the building permit process based on standard loads.
So Dylan, the question is I'm buying a house, if I'm buying a house which is already built in, I can go to the realtor and then say I'm looking for a house and this is my budget and this is and they always ask for, do you have your mortgage approved or what amount is approved? So when someone comes to you as a home, I'm looking for a home, you must be asking what their budget is,
Absolutely.
And do you help them or guide them to I should not be saying secure the mortgage, but their affordability.
Yes.
Or financing.
Yes. We pride ourselves on being able to work with clients based on whatever particular budget that they are working with. So typically we ask questions like, are you pre-approved? What sort of budget are you looking to build a house in? Mm-hmm. And if, for example, they want $1 million home, but they have a budget of 600 grand, we can work with them to sort of meet somewhere in the middle or meet their budget of 600 grand. Now, if they have the capacity to spend a lot of money, we can work with them as well. We can guide them through our contacts at the bank, at our architects, to work together to find something, and of course our interior designers. We have consultants that we work with all the time. So if you don't have any idea on how to move forward with this, we have a beautiful process in which we can guide the client to whatever home, their desired home that they want.
So that also includes selecting a type of the home, floor plan, location, all those things, or only up to the financing?
Everything from concept, from your idea to occupancy. So you can call us even with a general question. We have we have great people on staff that would love to answer questions, engineers on staff. They can answer any questions to, we have a problem with our furnace, can you recommend somebody? Or, hey, we want to buy a home, we have no idea where to start, can you please guide us in the right direction? So we'd first start with, what side of the city do you want to live on? What area do you want to live in? How big is your family? What is your budget? And we can work with them through absolutely any phase of the process, from your idea to occupancy.
So when you think so, like how the oil industry is changing, the market is changing, and the job market, how it's going to affect the market?
Yeah, so it has negatively impacted.
I'm not just your opinion, I should be saying.
Yeah, the oil and gas hitting some lows has definitely impacted business as usual. What we've done to adapt to the scenario, definitely things have not gone as great as they could have been, as great as they were when oil was high. But what we've done as Five Star Homes and as an industry is we've adapted. What we've done is now we've been incorporating more rental homes. So people in the oil and gas industry that may have lost their jobs and may not be able to afford or get into a home, we've created multifamily which are strictly for rentals, and they have a high specification. So if that same client comes to us and says, hey, I lost my job, I had to sell my house, we can get them into a very similar specified rental product until they get back on their feet, and then we can put them back in the house. So we've adapted to these scenarios.
No, thank you, Dale. And we can go on and go on and go on about the housing. So my question is, I should not be saying go on, because you have expertise in it, and while talking to you, you are so passionate about talking about the houses, and you are also involved with the NATE and Professional Home Builder Association. But you also mentioned you have been involved with the board of directors, which
That's correct.
University, Orchard Community. I'm sorry, not the university. So what you think about? It's your personal opinion. The elections are coming, right? Municipal are coming, provincial, and might be federal too. How does it going to affect the home industry or industry?
I think the main thing, we're looking forward to these municipal elections. I think one of the main things that has to be captured in the municipal election is somebody that's supporting job growth, supporting community growth, supporting affordability in our communities. And what's happening, in my opinion, is that a lot of these big businesses that are coming in from the States, etc., they're taking over a lot of the small business. And I believe that in the elections coming up, it has to be focused on the common man. It has to be focused on the middle class and growing the middle class, because that's really what Canada is all about, in my opinion, what the States is all about. We're really about the middle class doing well and raising families and living a good quality of life. Whereas in the past few years, and in my opinion, maybe the last few decades, a lot of it has been, a lot of attention has been going to the large corporations and not really focusing on us as the common people. So I believe that the focus should be shifted back into the common folks versus these large multinational corps, which sure will always be there. But for example, things that, again, my personal opinion, things that I don't find things that I don't like, for example, is that large companies like Walmart, etc., they're open and they're busy even through this COVID pandemic. They're open, you go in there, they're slammed, they're super busy, whereas the mom and pop shops next door are closed and shut down, and those people have to sit at home and they have to lay off their staff. Why is that? I don't know. I don't have the answers, but what I do know is that I would like the elections to start, or the politicians that are running for these elections to focus on the smaller guys, the hardworking middle class that deserves to be heard.
I agree with you, but it's more like a political question. Do I have an answer for it? No, but we do one thing only I can say or promise you, we do interview politicians too. We are going to raise these questions because we have asked these questions, and in the future we will be asking this question: how to support the self-employed people or the small businesses
Absolutely.
in the community.
It has to be asked.
So you live in Leduc community, right?
Leduc County.
Leduc County, and
Yeah.
then you work in Edmonton.
Correct.
So you are basically experiencing the two different municipalities, how they organize, how they work, how they're budgeting. Any thoughts, your personal thoughts or opinion on that?
Yeah, so Leduc County is in most cases quite different than Edmonton, and in my opinion, Leduc County is a very, very special and unique location because it encompasses the airport, it encompasses Nisku, and we've got country residential, and now we've got developers going in there doing developments that are a bit more higher density. So for example, single family homes, and they're looking into sort of now triplexes and duplexes, which are already in place in certain locations in Leduc County. So the main thing there is there's also a very large percentage of farmers. So I believe that there is a lot of work to do in terms of collaboration between business, farmers, and developers there, that if they all work together, in my opinion, Leduc County can be one of the most advanced communities in Alberta, and I believe that the potential is there, and I believe it should be sought after.
In the end, before we close, because before we come to the end, in the end, would you like to say any message to the new home buyer, in brief, in summarizing the whole thing?
For sure, yeah. To the homeowner, I would strongly recommend and suggest going to a reputable company such as 5-Star Homes or others in our league versus just the cheapest price out there. Of course, we can work with any budget, but I would strongly recommend you chat with us to get some guidance and get some feedback from us, because we would want to guide you in the right way. Whether you choose 5-Star Homes at the end or not, it would be prudent for you to chat with us to get some ideas on how you can get your desired home, with a basement suite. For example, investors come to us and we've implemented now secondary suites in a lot of our homes so that the investors can purchase their home and get secondary suite income and build up their equity over time. We've listened and we've always catered towards our clientele, and I believe that my message would just be to choose a long-standing, experienced, and reputable builder. And if you have any sort of questions or concerns and anything that we could do to assist you and guiding you, whether you come to us or not, we'd be happy to be there for you.
Thank you, Dale. Well, once again, thanks a lot for providing us your expertise and information on when you are looking for a house, what is the importance of location, warranty, pro and cons, and how to choose a builder. Once again, thank you, Dale, for providing us more information.
Thank you.
Your expertise on when you are looking for a house or when you're buying a house, what location, what are the floor plans, your warranty, the builder warranty, builder liabilities. Thank you for providing us information. For the viewers, please keep watching Hunny Walia show. Wish you Happy New Year, all the best wishes. If you guys have any choice or area would you like us to include in the show, please feel free to contact us. Once again, thank you. Wish you all the best for the Happy New Year 2020-21. Thank you.